Hello and welcome to day 18 of the Kickstart Your Running in 21 Days project. Today's activity is going to be all about running with intentions, so creating intentions. What happens in your life cannot all be controlled. Many things are imposed upon us that perhaps if we had choices, then we might not wish actually came our way. However, what's important is how we react to those things that come our way. And creating clear intentions gives us a really good mechanism in terms of how we react and respond to some of the things in life that perhaps we wouldn't necessarily want to interact with. I'm not a surfer, but I do understand the analogy of being a surfer and instead of attempting to control the wave, to actually understand that we need to ride the wave in order to benefit from the energy and the movement and everything else that the wave is giving us. And I often kind of use the same kind of analogy in running, that rather than kind of fight against the ground, then I like to think of running as our ability to flow over the ground. And here's a quote that I really like. Every meaningful action, interaction, and personal achievement begins with an intention. Creating intentions in our lives leads to outcomes that align with our dreams and goals. I think running works in exactly the same way, except sometimes we forget those micro goals and small baby goals that help us to actually reach our intention, to reach our goal. So the challenge is to learn to ride that wave, rather than just be swept along by whatever the wave is and just not feel in control or that you're actually contributing anything useful. So making clear intentions makes it really helpful for us in terms of a roadmap, an action plan, and to making sure that we achieve our goals. So we can learn from elite athletes again, that they provide a really good example of how we can use a life of intention and create intentions for our running. At the elite level, every action has an intention and is linked to the goal that the athlete is seeking to achieve. So every run has an intention. Every meal has an intention. Every power nap has an intention. Every visit to a PT has an intention. Every visit to their massage therapist has an intention. And lastly, every race has an intention. And hopefully you get the picture that everything that they're doing actually contributes in an intended way towards the goal that they're looking to achieve. So today's activity is about how you can incorporate intention in an intended way in your life and in your running. And then the difference that this can make to you as a runner and your running experience. But first we'll get ready to get relaxed. So as usual, make sure you're in a situation you know you're not going to be disturbed, your phone ringer is turned off, and just pick a chair like I am, or a sofa, or maybe a favorite spot on the floor or your bed, and just get ready to get comfortable and get relaxed now. And then once you're ready, once you're comfortable, we're going to start as usual with 3 big deep breaths. then just let your breathing return to normal. And as you do, then also allow your eyes to gently close. And then just be aware of, as you sit and relax a little, that your body feels a little bit heavier as you sink into the chair or the floor or the sofa or the bed underneath you. And then turn your attention to your breathing. So count each in-breath as 1, each out-breath as 1, count up to 10, and then start over again. And then cycle through that 4 or 5 times and get yourself well relaxed. And now I'd like you to think about your day yesterday. And just think back to some of the interactions that you had during the day. And whether you were swept away by a wave, or whether you were able to ride the wave and be a surfer and create an intention rather than be swept along. So think back to what happened yesterday and just notice what happens when a wave comes along, when something comes along that kind of takes you off your feet. And, you know, was it something expected, unexpected? And how do you react to this? So really what we're looking for is, do you jump on your board? Do you get to ride that wave? Do you get to enjoy that process? And as the wave brings you into the shore, or does something else happen? Remember that my role here is to help you be the best version of you that you can be. That's my goal for you. And I know that you have the capacity to be a better runner than you are at this moment. So now think of a couple of those interactions that you picked out yesterday, and just think about how a badass runner would have reacted to those situations. Think about what you might have done differently that would have left you pumped up and elated and full of joy. And now see yourself responding in those same situations as a badass runner, because that's what you are. You, I have no doubt, get out in all weathers, whether it's wind, rain, snow, sun, cold, heat. It might be windy, it might be uphill, it might be downhill, it might be loose underfoot, it might be slippery. Nothing much phases you. Nothing much stops you. You are a badass runner. Now, thinking of this from the perspective as a badass runner, then just play through those interactions and just think about how differently you could have reacted to those situations. And notice what a difference that makes as you watch how you react. Notice what a difference it makes to you, but also the interactions, the people that you have around you, and also notice what a difference it makes to your whole day, sets up your whole day. Just like a great run in the morning sets you up for the rest of the day. Yeah. And you're a badass runner, you can ride that wave. See yourself standing tall, feeling strong, feeling like you can do anything. And the reality is, you can do anything. You're a badass runner. You can actually achieve anything that you want to. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can get in your way. Because your intention is to be a badass runner. And we know what that means. And just spend a few moments now soaking this in and just really feeling how this feels inside for you. Yeah. what a difference it makes, what a joy it brings to your heart and soul. And notice that this is something you can decide to do all the time, because you are a badass runner. And then bring yourself back to the present and just be aware of your body sat on wherever you're sat or laid out. And we're going to take 3 big deep breaths again. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes, take a badass stretch. Ooh, reach for the sky. Okay, we don't recommend holding up banks, but you know what I mean. I really hope you enjoyed that session, and that I have no doubt that you're a badass runner, and that I hold that, I'll hold that vision for you if you have a problem seeing that yourself. But I'd love for you to be able to really feel that, to really feel that for yourself. So make sure to make any notes that made any sense from today's activity, and hope your notebook or journal is filling up with those. And look out for day 19 coming your way tomorrow. And thank you so much. And always remember, you're a badass.